that antioxidants help the immune system against, or in regards to the daily work that it has with free radicals, and also against those microorganisms that are raiding our body every day. Because every day we are being attacked by microorganisms, but it is the work of the immune system to detect them, to neutralize them, and to eliminate them. But through breathing right now, I am absorbing thousands and thousands of germs that are floating in the environment. That's unavoidable. That's why, in the case of COVID-19, it is recommended to use masks to prevent the entering of these germ into our respiratory ways. But it is found in several countries, they are reporting that the incidence or prevalence of influenza flus have decreased. That means that as many of us have not contracted COVID-19, the mask has ended up being effective to prevent infection by other viruses that are not that aggressive, but you can see that it demonstrates that germs are on the environment. These germs, we're breathing them permanently. That's unavoidable. And that also tells us the why. For those who have traveled around the world, we always see Asians, Chinese, and especially Japanese people traveling to the third world. I'm not talking to American, but countries in South America, Latin America, Japanese especially, and Asian in general, they always come with masks. And pretty much it is to prevent any respiratory diseases that they're not used to. So you see e- everything we're learning because of this pandemic. Great. Antioxidants. Today more than ever, in Spain, a lot of studies are being developed related to the antioxidant value of 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 turmeric and ginger. These two natural components, these are derivative from plants. And one more important thing is to know that they're working in a synergy. So it's a nutraceutical function that has happened naturally. When we combine the action of turmeric with ginger, we have amazing results. More amazing than the ones that we get with these ingredients isolatedly or separately. Well, these studies in Spain have demonstrated the antioxidant um, capacity of the combination of turmeric with ginger, and this is important against the growth of tumors because effectively many of these tumors are a consequence of, or they appear as a consequence to exposure to free radicals. Now, this reproduction of these cells is decreased when we have an antioxidant coming from turmeric and ginger. Very important news. In the down part, for those who want to access these articles that are being published not long ago, in red, you have the link where you can access and read it more deeply. I'm just mentioning the main highlights here. Then, turmeric has a better regulation of metabolism in the body. So that's why it is important. It is considered as important along with ginger to face obesity. And we know that obesity is a risk factor now with the COVID-19 because obese people develop more aggressive issues. So that's been demonstrated. Now, what else do we have? Turmeric also demonstrates an detoxicant capacity, and uh, supported by the anti-inflammatory capacity of ginger. And finally, both species, both spices develop a regulating capacity of metabolism of sugar. They are advisable for diabetic population. But today we know something else, and pay attention to this because this has been studied a lot in Peru. Nowadays, we know that people who have high levels of blood sugar, diabetic people, of course, but there are some people who have high levels. Some are called some call them pre-diabetes. I don't think pre-diabetes exists, but high levels of sugar in the blood favor the entering of COVID-19 into our cells. That's something that I've read in the last weeks, and it seems like this is confirmed. So it's a good time also to reduce the levels of sugar in our blood. So you see how many positive effects of a combination of turmeric with ginger, besides the one that we already know about the health of our um, joints, of our because the intense overweights and the aging have a harmful effect for our joints. And the other bad news is that these factors can be combined, for instance, exercise with the aging or overweight with aging. So we need to pay special attention to the health of our joints and the health our health in general. And I always say that good health starts by having a healthy weight, a proper weight. You know what? Probably, especially those who write on me on the online office. I never give an answer uh, if I don't have the information about the person, sex, age. That's important for me to give some advice. That's why we created Golden Flex. Golden Flex is an instant beverage which is based on Amazonic um, species, turmeric and other species. We've talked about turmeric a few minutes ago. However, turmeric is also recognized as an amazing anti-inflammatory and besides an antioxidant, which is very good for our joints because pain comes from inflammation. When there is pain, is because there is inflammation. If I reduce inflammation, pain disappears. That's why the role of turmeric is important as a natural anti-inflammatory, because there are a lot of drugs um, for inflammation, but the continuous consumption will take you to other pathological states. For example, the abuse and the consumption of anti-inflammatories, non-steroids are can generate gastritis. However, this is a natural component that you can consume every day because it comes from nature. It's a derivative from plants. Indeed, in my country, turmeric is used in Peruvian cuisine a lot because natural is healthy. And besides, it keeps the health of our joints. It's very advisable, as I've said and as I've repeated. It's very important also for diabetic people because it helps regulation of metabolism of sugar, among other important functions. Now, Fuxion does not use non-differentiated ingredients in its products. We always use premium ingredients as an outcome of biotechnology. Why am I saying this? Because we see a lot of products circulating around that say turmeric or ginger, etc. But that's it, probably a total failure